Hi, whether it's Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve, maybe the Super Bowl, or maybe you're just watching your favorite game and you want something to nosh on. Wings are always the ideal thing that everybody seems to love, and that's what we're going to be working with tonight. I'm Ralph. Welcome to my kitchen. Let's get started. I'm going to do this two different ways. I've got some that I'm going to be doing in the oven, some that I'm going to be doing in the deep fryer. We're going to try to figure out which is the best way. And to try to keep things simple, I'm just going to be putting a simple seasoning on both of them so that they can be as much alike as possible. We are not using a sauce tonight. There's lots of different sauces that you can choose from. There's teriyaki and honey, mango and habanero sauce. There's Frank's hot sauce and honey and other seasonings. Lots of different things that you can do. But let's figure out the basic way that's best for doing the wings themselves. That's what we're going to be doing with. I'm starting out by just seasoning them both with the Bearded Butcher's Hollywood blend. I thought that this would work really well on poultry, and we're going to give it a shot here, and that's going to give us an equal trial here. Now, the ones that are going to be going in to the oven, I have already pre-seasoned because I've taken all of the chicken wings and I have been aging them for the last 24 hours in the refrigerator. Be better yet if you had enough time to age them for up to 3 days. But what that is doing is it's pulling the moisture out, and it's going to make that skin a whole lot more crispy when you pull it out of the oven or when you pull it out of the deep fryer. Now you can see here, here's one of those wings. You can kind of see some of the dry spots. If it were left in for 3 days, it'd be even more noticeable. I've got the oven preheated to 425. I've got oil heating up on the cooktop. This should not take very long at all. And let's get going. I'm going to stick these into the oven, starting out 425 for 20 minutes before we flip. Okay, we're over here at the deep fryer. Hopefully the oil is going to be the right temperature. I think it's running a little bit hot right now, so I've had to turn it down a little bit. I'm going to have to turn it back up to get it up, but right now it's a little bit high, but that may be okay because I'm putting wings that were in the refrigerator in there, and they're going to be bringing the temperature of the oil down. So I'm going to be monitoring that pretty closely here. So when you're putting wings or anything else into a deep fryer, you want to roll those in away from you so that it does not splash up on you. Okay, now that they're in, I'm going to give them a little stir. Like I said, we're going to be seasoning those that are in the fryer after they've come out, and they've got the oil on them. They'll take the seasoning easier. But they're going to be in for about 13 minutes or until they're about golden brown. For this size pot, I'm thinking I'm going to be doing half the batch at a time. So this is going to take us a couple of times. Sorry for hitting you there. Okay, the wings just came out of the oven for the first time. Now it's time to flip them. And while I'm at it, I'll go ahead and put a little bit more of the Bearded Butcher Hollywood seasoning on the other side. And back in the oven they go for another 20 minutes. Okay, I'm pulling the first batch out of the fryer. Now when you put the oil in, I would recommend don't put any more than halfway up the container that you're frying in, maybe 3/4 of the way, but that way it's less likely to be bubbling out and causing damage. If you're a little skittish about putting the wings in by hand, you could put them into something like this and just kind of lay them in. That would also work. Now I have been having difficulty maintaining the temperature of the oil. It's been either sneaking up too high or going down too low. Right now it's about the perfect temperature, about 352. While this batch is fresh out of the fryer, I'm going to go ahead and give that a dose of our Bearded Butcher Hollywood blend. Give them a good liberal dose. Okay, the oven baked have just come out for their last flip. They're looking pretty darn good. Now they're gonna go back in again, 425 for about another 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, we're done. Let's see how it turns out. Then I'm gonna be packaging these up, taking them over to a party, and we'll see how the guests at the party feel about these. In the meantime, this is the batch that was deep fried. Very good, crispy skin. Meat tastes really good. Now for the oven baked. This is still gonna be really hot. That's very good. The oven baked, I think, might actually be a little bit juicier on the meat. The skin of the deep fried, a little bit crispier, but since I was trying to do equal to equal, if you were doing this again, you'd probably want to put some baking powder onto the ones for the oven, because that would make the skin a little bit crispier. But the flavor is really good. The meat, very tender. Both of them ready to be sauced with your favorite sauce. I don't think you can go wrong with either one. However, I will say, I did have some problems keeping the oil consistently at the same temperature. I was constantly having to change that up and down in order to try to keep it as close to 350 as possible, and it was tough. I couldn't always do it. The baking, you put it in the oven, you let it bake, you flip it a couple of times, and it's done. Super simple. If you're into simple, baking is the way to go. They're both great products. You can't go wrong. So with that said, off to see what the guests think. Mike.
I like this one better.
Like that one better? Okay.
I like this one better.
Like that one better? Okay.
I think I like that one better.
Okay.
Which one did you like better?
That one.
So far, everyone likes this one better.
Yep. And just as I predicted in the video earlier, the consensus is people like the baked better. If you enjoy the video, hit the like button and consider a subscription, and I will catch y'all next week. Bye-bye.